So over 90% of businesses have said that they struggle with social media. And on the other end of that, over 90% of consumers today actually expect brands to have some form of social media presence. Now, what exactly is it that makes it such a struggle? Is it budget? Is it choosing a platform? Is it actually creating the content? Is it knowing what kind of content to create? Well, it's a little bit of all of the above. And when you zoom out and just kind of look at it all on a macro scale, all of these tiny moving parts can be incredibly intimidating. But when you break it down into systems and processes that streamline the whole thing, it becomes a breeze, second nature. It's something you could do in your sleep. Now, before I break down the 4 steps to beating the other 99%, I know it's also helpful sometimes to get advice that is specific to your business. So something that I want to do is gather a few profiles and do a video auditing your pages, everything from bio to content and everything in between, so you can have actionable advice on how you can grow your page and other viewers get examples of how they can too. Also, you don't have to be in the video. There's no need to sign up for any mailing lists. Just comment your business page down below if you want to be featured in the video. So the first thing I want to tackle is budget. So if you can afford to pay someone or an agency like Life Marketing to run your social media for you, then feel free to skip to this time. But if not, let's talk about how you can grow on social media on a tight budget. When someone says high quality content, that doesn't necessarily mean like video and audio quality. They're important, and I'm not saying that they're not, but it's entirely possible to make high quality content on your phone and a microphone and a tight budget. I mean, look at most Reels and TikToks that go viral. It's not a 4K reel with Hollywood level sound design. It's a video that was recorded on a phone and a cheap mic. And as far as editing goes, there are cheap and even free editing software options that you can use on your phone. So when you break down budget, as long as you have the drive to do it, it's actually never been easier to make high value content on a tight budget. And again, when we talk about quality, what we really mean is the value that is provided by the content. Are you entertaining? Are you educating? Is it a little bit of both? Social media is in the business of buying and selling attention. And remember that, because we're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But if you provide value and choose the right platform, the audience will come. And as far as platforms go, the narrative of being on everything and being everywhere all at once is fine if you can afford it. Whether that's the financial cost or the time that you have to spend on it, being consistent on every single platform and optimizing every little detail for each individual algorithm is expensive. So what I recommend you do is figure out where your target audience is and just focus on that. And sure, right, most businesses can get value from Instagram, maybe TikTok, maybe YouTube Shorts, but some businesses will thrive on Pinterest and absolutely fail on LinkedIn. Conversely, some businesses will excel on LinkedIn but go absolutely nowhere on TikTok. So please, on behalf of your employees, stop thinking you need to have your staff do trending dances to get big numbers. I mean, look at your competitors, right? Look at the biggest names on your industry. See what platform they're doing well on, and then just follow that attention. And then once you're comfortable and you get a steady flow of content down, then start trying new things and expand to new platforms. So for example, right, let's talk about law firms. This lawyer makes a ton of short form vertical content that's super entertaining and super engaging, and it shows in his numbers. But most people aren't naturally that good on camera. It takes practice, and a lot of it. So instead, just play to your strengths. If you're a strong writer, start a blog addressing the most common pain points that your target audience has. Get good at SEO. And if you don't know what SEO is, it means search engine optimization. It's basically improving your website to increase its visibility in search engines like Google, Bing, and things like that. This is important because the better your visibility and the higher your rank in search, the more likely you are to get found and get clicks. Dominate LinkedIn by consistently posting high value educational content that not only shows your knowledge, but your authority in your industry. Then once you get a flow with LinkedIn posts, start making videos for LinkedIn, and then move on to getting comfortable on camera. Then you can experiment, see what does well and see what doesn't. And when you get that into your flow, then pick another platform. Maybe that next platform is YouTube, shorts and long form video content, or maybe it's Instagram. Whatever it is, just figure out where the next most attention is and go there. And I get it though, right? It's easier said than done, and every guru everywhere says to post every day on every platform. Posting 5 times a week on one platform is a lot, let alone across 3 to 4 different ones. So you're probably thinking at this point,
yeah, that's great, but what do I post?
Well, I'm glad you asked. So this trick can be done across any platform, but basically let's just take a look at TikTok, for example. Really all you're doing is seeing what has a history of performing well and recreating that with your voice and the value that you have to offer. So step 1, go to TikTok and search up a keyword related to your business. And then you're going to filter the results by most liked in the past month. You can use all of these as inspiration for what types of content are performing well in your industry right now and what you can recreate with your own little spin. I've seen this technique with a couple different names. I've always known it as trend jacking. But while you're there as well, scroll through the comments and see if people are asking questions. And again, this doesn't have to be on TikTok exclusively. You can find comments on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube videos. You're just looking for questions that people have that the creator hasn't answered yet. So now you have inspiration that has numbers to show that it can work and real world examples of questions that people have that you can answer. This is a strategy I do. Do this like once a week for 10 minutes and you will never run out of content ideas again. So now you have the gear, you've tackled the budget, you've chosen a platform or two, you've figured out where the attention is, you have the content ideas, and you're ready to go. The last thing that I urge you to remember is this: the knowledge or entertainment you provide is only part of the quality and value that you give. A whole other part of that is how you give them that information. Let's revisit our lawyer friend for another example. His videos are just so much more engaging than like a static shot and a monotone explanation of the same thing. So going into this journey, just keep in mind your brand voice, your voice, two separate things, and focus on how you can use that to separate yourself from the rest of the herd. You see, on social media right now, like on Instagram, there are a lot of tiny moving parts. And when you don't fully understand how these algorithms, yes, you heard me right, I said algorithms, plural, when you don't understand how they work, it's really easy to feel like nobody cares or the platform has an issue with you specifically when that's really not the case. Remember what I said earlier? Social media is a business built on buying and selling attention. So a lot of people think that the way that it works is they post on social media and then the algorithm pushes that content out to the right audience for them. But it's not. The algorithm actually pulls curated content for the user. And that's why using the method I walked through earlier to find new content ideas works, because you're basing your content off of things that the algorithm knows will perform well. So if you want to learn how the rest of Instagram works, then I definitely recommend watching this video right here, because in it I break down all 5 of Instagram's main algorithms, how they work, and how you can use them to your advantage.